Okay, a couple of final things we're going to do before we move on from the template, because these are things that I would probably use on every helicopter that I set up. So one thing is I want to have a warning when switches are in certain positions when I change the model or when I load up the radio. So for instance, I want to have a warning when my motor switch is on or if my bank switch is all the way down. So to do that, go into model menu, scroll right and scroll right again, and you're looking for check. And here you can set up checkpoints on any of the inputs. So this is looking at the throttle stick. So for instance, you might want a value that says, I want the throttle stick to be all the way down. I don't actually use that. Let's go to the next one. So this one, switch LD, is enabled. This check is enabled. And what it's looking for, let's just make sure I get the right switch. Yeah, there we go. So it's looking at the back switch here, and it's saying that the switch should be in the pulled position, i.e. the hold position, the way I've set it up. And you can see that the check is enabled because it's ticked there. So if it was there, that would then flag a warning to me when I reboot the radio, for instance. Let's scroll along. So I've got LU, so that's my motor condition. So at the moment it's in the back position, that's okay. And I've got a tick mark, so I wouldn't get a warning. If it was anywhere else, I would get a warning to say, hang on, your switch isn't all the way back. Motor off. Let's try and create a new one. So LL. So LL is that switch. You can tell because the graphic is moving when I move it. So let me enable that. And I want to say that I'm fine with the switch being there, but if it's there or there, then I would get a warning. So at the moment, the condition is wrong. So I'm going to untoggle that. Go to there and it shows you the current position, which is up. So I'm going to toggle that. So I'm going to say, if it's there, it's okay. And actually on this one, I'm going to say, if it's there, it's also okay. But if it's there, I would want a warning from the radio. Okay. So you can do that on any input, including the rotary dials as well. So for instance, if you're using the rotary dials for tuning, as you get into using this radio, then you could have a warning to say, actually, I need it to be in the center position when I start up the radio, and you can set a warning. So let's just test that by coming out of this menu, and we're just going to turn off the radio. Well, before we do that, let's put everything into positions that it shouldn't like. So let's turn it off. So yes. Wait for it to completely shut down. Let's turn it back on again. There we go. Okay, so now you can see we've got pre-flight check and a tone. So it's saying switch LD. Auto. Motor okay, so off. Now we've satisfied that. Now it's moved, and let me turn the volume down as well, actually. Okay, there we go. Now it's moved to the next switch to say, oh, hang on, you haven't got that switch in the right place. So let's put that back. Now, if I put the hold back in the wrong position, it will jump back and say, oh, hang on, you've moved the switch again. So I'm not happy. So we do that. And the last one it's looking at here is this one. So it says it should be up. And oh, and again, it's saying that switch, it's the moment it's currently down and it should be in the up position, and it actually tells you where that switch should be. So we're just going to put it up, and now I've satisfied the pre-check. Now I'm just going to show you something because I learnt this the hard way. So let me just turn this radio off. Yes. If you've set up a condition on the throttle and you get it slightly wrong, you could end up with this warning and you think, oh no, what do I do? I've set it up wrong and I can't get past it. So let me just show you what you do in that scenario. Okay, so we've got an error. Now mine's based on switch, but let's say it was the throttle and you think, oh no, how do I get around this now? Press and hold on the actual code and it will clear it. So you can bypass it, but you do need to do a long press.